All right, we are back at the Shattered Isles. Last time on the Shattered Isles, Rengar, Varus, and Dandy helped Navina slay a personal foe. A couple of Ankegs that were just trying to get some tasty lamb chops, and they vanquished that. And they ventured into the wilds to this mansion where they dealt with uh, the the problem in the basement. Varys came in clutch, calming it, so there was hardly a battle, and people got some pretty good prizes, I think, from the necromancer in the woods. And
What are boxes of dead folks?
yeah, so so they traveled back. They've placed an order for some necromantic type traps to be scattered around the town. They should be delivered in a week or a couple days. Who knows with how fast zombie mail goes. And they brought back Mortai and Mortai's pet. Mortai's the undead science experiment. And Mortai's pet is what he did to bide his time while he was locked in a basement for who knows how many years. So, they've befriended Mortai, uh, and uh, they hope that him and his pet will help them when the Agents of V come, which is not quite 2 weeks away, in game. And so we'll continue here. Mim's back in the fray. So, Mim, I don't know if you want to tell everyone what you were doing with your time.
I had a bit of amnesia. I forgot what was going on.
All right. So Mim comes out of a haze to see Mortai's pet and Mortai hanging around the town. And and I'm not sure if you remember, but last time, Varys prayed to his goddess and received a sign on one of the totems where it started to trickle water out the top, and then it sprouted this like small plant that bloomed, and then instantly caught fire, turning to ash. So he took that as a sign that Eldeth wants him to follow this path. So,
All you guys look familiar, so I'm gonna team up with you.
Wait, how much amnesia do you have? All of it?
It'll come back.
I'll sing you a song to help bring you back into uh to help you remember us. I'm gonna sing
Oh,
I will remember you. Will you remember me? Don't let your love pass you by.
I remember everything down to the most intimate touches.
he even remembers where he buried the gold on Pole Lance.
Thank you. All right. So, are we just gonna hang out for a couple weeks and wait for these guys to show up and kill us?
I mean, Varys has experienced a calling from his goddess to follow this one particular totem. So,
Yeah.
Ragai, your mic's on mute if you aren't aware.
No, I know. I was dropping pots and pans.
Continuously? It's not New Year's anymore. All right.
That's a New Year's thing?
Yeah, you beat your pots and pans to make noise to celebrate a new year.
Hey, you know what? If you don't want to follow my goddess, that's on you. But I'm telling you.
This is
How long do you think it'll take?
This is when Varys splits from the group, I guess.
Okay, come on, Mortai. You're coming with me because I got you out of that pickle.
What? I'm not opposed to going. I just want to know how long. How long will it take?
Well,
Roll investigation.
judging by how long that plant burned,
I'll roll investigation. Never mind. You roll investigation.
All right. So looking at the markings, there seems to be some markings on the totem that give you an idea of distance, and comparing it to the markings that led to the mansion, you see that it's going to be around the same distance, maybe a little bit further. It's in an opposite direction, though.
Side quest.
Let's
go. Let's do it. Question: should we bring Mortai and Mortai's pet with us, or should we leave them here to accept the traps we have coming?
I mean,
I think keep them.
They pretty much agreed to the helping you fight
there.
the one dude. They didn't really agree to following. But I mean, if you want to try to get him to come,
I say we just leave them here.
We
should leave them here.
We don't want to split.
Yeah, I think that they would be well equipped to lay the traps out, considering that they were a world until we liberated them.
all right.
We're welcomed as liberators, Kevin.
Yes. All right. So whereas this mansion path from Gronst was more to the west, it seems like you're traveling south. It's almost like you can follow the road for a while, but then it peels off and it starts going closer to the mountains. And so like as you're venturing forth, like you're back down the road, you notice that the wildlife activity is a little bit more. It's picking up like as you leave Gronst, and it almost seems like the creatures are. There's a lot more than you expect there to be. And so after you get off the path and you're wandering through, like it's a forest area, and it's pretty thick. Go ahead and roll a nature check. Probably Varys. He's leading you. All right, so Varys is able to quickly navigate his way through the forest. You rustle up a couple of animals that are hiding, and you actually you go up to this one brush and you hear this. When you rustle it up, it's like, "Wee ha ha." Yeah, so you kicked up some strange bird, and it runs off. And then
Sounds like a peacock.
Is it a dodo?
Yeah.
Andrew.
And so it's getting to be late, but it's not. It's like you can push on traveling in the dark, or you can set up camp to try and make it. It's not going to be that much further, but being dark, it might be harder to navigate. So what's the plan? You want to set up a random camp, or do you want to push on?
Have we had a chance to rest from the other day?
I've been resting for a week.
Yeah.
We rested. We didn't really do anything. We rested since this combat, didn't we? We stayed at that guy's house.
Yeah. Everybody should be back up to speed.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the positives and the negatives proceeding at night. Negative: it's dark. There might be spiders or owlbears. Positive: it's dark, so there's no birds.
You can see in the dark, right?
I think most of us can.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that can, I think.
It's okay. We'll tell you what's out there.
Just hold my hand.
So,
So, Dandy, are you carrying Mim in on that that backpack that you purchased for Charles, or are you just letting him walk on his own?
I'm carrying him, but not like in a gay way or anything. It's just like, hey, what's up, bro?
We're actually like you're belly to
Popping up.
belly, aren't you?
No, it's not it's not a baby Bjorn.
Playing tummy sticks.
Although, yeah, baby Bjorn isn't. I guess the newborn ones are. No, it's not. It's not like that. He's on my. He's my backpack. He's like my Yoda.
All right. So the dark visions of the group are able to push on, and they're still able to find the totems, where Rengar's just blindly following, hoping that these guys are taking him down the best path.
This is actually like a really long con you're planning to murder him in the dark several days after we met him. True, that's a joke.
All right, so you're able to save a decent amount of time by pushing on, and it's just getting to be dusk, or not dusk, dawn, and you arrive at the face of this mountain, and you hear as you approach, you feel like a tremor. Everyone roll a nature check.
Oh man, the worm.
It's Graboids.
All right. So Dandy recognizes this as to be a form of an earthquake, but he's able to pick up on it well enough to recognize it as being the forewarning of a volcano eruption. And glancing at the mountain above, it looks like it's been a long dormant volcano. And as you approach, it seems to be there's a clearing, and the ground is a lot more worn, and you're able to find this doorway that goes into the side of the mountain.
And we're intended to walk into the volcano mountain?
I mean,
This has to do with the burning flower thing. It's a sign.
Yeah, maybe it was warning you not to come here because it caught on fire. Like, are you think you're not the best at religion
No,
around here?
it's like a phoenix. We're burning up and being reborn.
It's like the Phoenix Suns win the NBA championship. All right. Let's go in then and investigate this. Valhalla.
all right. So as you walk in, you notice that there's an altar before you, and it's got some strange hieroglyphics carved into the sides, and beyond it there are these 3 bridges, and there's a pole beside each bridge that seems to have an element beside it, like there's a small drawing of some flames, and then some wind, and then like some flowing river. So
Well,
Which one's the one? What's on this tablet we don't know yet, or it's just
It's not a
like an
language that
open-
you recognize.
okay? But there's symbols, not necessarily text on the bridges.
Yeah. I mean, you can.
All right, man. Why don't you try walking across one of these?
I
man?
mean, you can roll like an investigation check or.
If I walk up to
Nice-
this thing,
no-
am I gonna learn a
nice.
shout?
I say we let Mim just walk and see if he.
I don't agree. He's a party member. We got to protect everyone.
I investigate.
All right, so you recognize the altar as a prayer altar, and it feels like in this area, it feels like a holy place, and Mim, let me know if you're actually walking across those bridges.
Yeah. Oh, please tell me he's gonna.
Not yet.
All right.
Getting ready.
So it's obviously like a prayer place to the idea you believe is that you pray at the altar and then you go across the correct path.
That's my belief, but it's not necessarily my religion.
Correct.
Okay. Well.
Well, since it's a volcano, we should probably go across the wind path
No, we should
because
go across the
volcanoes blow, right? That's the reasoning for it. Volcanoes blow just like the wind, so we got to go the wind path.
I was thinking like Varys would go the water one. I would go the wind one because I'm quick, and you two would go the fire one because of what you just said.
Well, I
Either
can
way,
also.
it means I cross the fireway, so.
I would like to pray at the altar.
All right. Who are you praying to? Are you praying to Eldeth or are you praying to...
Well, I don't know who the other god is.
So you're praying to Eldeth? Or are you just
Yeah.
doing a generic prayer?
I'm gonna pray to Eldeth for a little bit of guidance, maybe a little bit of help. Do I have to do like a religion check or something?
I don't think so.
Okay.
So you pray to your goddess. Then what?
I think it's like an Indiana Jones and the Holy Grail situation, except where there is no bridge, and your face will fail to cross.
The penitent man may pass.
No, it's leap of faith. This is what we're on.
Yeah, but that's earlier in the.
It was the same
Yeah.
region.
I would like to go to the water bridge and spritz a little bit of my water out of my pack on the bridge. Not that it's going to have any effect, but
All right, so I was kind of thinking, I guess it doesn't matter, but I was kind of thinking fire over here, wind in the middle, and then
Water on the right.
That was kind
Okay,
of
cool.
thinking. Not that it really matters, but
all right. So one last time, I'm gonna spritz a little bit of water and then pray, and then I guess you guys got my back, right? For when I die.
Do we
here.
tie a rope?
It depends on what
Tie a rope to you?
another elemental. No, I don't have you back at all.
All right, I'm gonna try to cross very slowly.
all right, you begin to cross the bridge, and you get halfway, and these roaring flames shoot out of nowhere.
Awesome.
But at the same time, this water pours from the ceiling, and it seems to like fall around you, and it protects you as you cross. So like you don't get burnt, and the fire actually steams it up enough that you don't get wet either. So you cross the bridge, protected from. Eldeth protected you from the fire.
Yay! Hey guys, this one definitely has some fire shit going on in it. So
All right, let us know what you find down there.
I'm gonna
Okay,
pray
see
to
you
the
guys.
wind god. Oh, wind god, please let me pass. Like the beans. Help me pass gas.
You don't have a wind god, do you?
No. I would have a name for it. That's why I said wind god.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna cross the fire bridge.
Just straight up.
I guess I could play a song first because my my rhymes are like fire. I'll burn it
Fire and
down.
flames.
Yeah, I'll play through the fire and flame. No, I'll just cross. It couldn't hurt.
All right, you reach halfway across, and the flames roar up around you, and you're gonna take some
Well,
damage.
shit. Guys, my theory was incorrect.
Oh, well, that's not right.
17 damage.
Sorry, my bad. It was meant to be. The second one's supposed to be a D10. You take 10 damage from flames.
10 damage? Oh my god.
Alright, I'm gonna cross the bridge. Before I do, I'm gonna blow a kiss, hoping it will make the wind save me from the fires.
All right, you get halfway across the bridge. Flames ignite. You take 10 damage.
Oh, shit.
Mim, what's the plan?
I'm gonna cross this your water bridge here.
All right, you go to cross the water bridge. It's still slightly protected by Eldeth, but the flames kick up, and you take 10 damage. Well, but you all made it across the bridge, so you got that going for you.
All right. Hopefully we don't have to come back across.
I'm jumping.
Nah, I live here now. I'm never leaving.
Let's go down into the bowels.
All right, so
I'm
there's a.
I'm gonna cast what do you call it? I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave to destroy the bridges. Let's go back inside.
Are you?
No, he was joking.
All right. So as you go down, there's a statue, and it's this big old guy, and he's got some like flames coming up behind him, and in front of him there's a box, and there's a small hole in the middle of the box, and you take that to be an offering plate, and the door to the left is it's a barred door, and it's locked, but you're not quite sure how.
It's a barred door?
I want you to check.
Barred.
Barred. It's got bars in it. All right, so Mim looks at the box, and around the hole, he can see that there's it's charred edges. So he gathers that whatever's placed into the box this box normally has flames coming out of it.
How big's this hole in the box?
Um,
We're talking about like $50 size, or are we talking like a big hole?
probably like 5 inches across or something like that.
Okay.
Put your water marbles in there.
Ruins my theory of what to do.
I was gonna say
It's good.
somebody who's pulling down their pants. And,
I was gonna use my necro penis that I got here in the box.
I
But
don't think Mim knows about that.
oh yeah, you got a dick, did he?
You wanna have Mim reach into your box? You got something for him? A little treat?
hey, you wanna peek?
All right.
Well, if we have to sacrifice something there to open the door.
I'll sacrifice something.
Maybe
have
we
a
just have to
small
start a fire.
I have a small wooden board.
Huh?
Huh?
I have a small wooden board that we'll put in the hole as an offering.
Wow, that hurts.
You can always make more.
All right, so you place the wooden boar into the hole, and as soon as it drops, it falls a little further than you expect, but it hits the bottom, and these flames rush out. You turn to the door, but it doesn't open.
That's because that was garbage. You should put something good in. I'm gonna put in. I'm gonna put in my necromancy foot in the box. I'm gonna put it in there.
All right, so you open up your box, you pull out this stinky old zombie foot, and the toes are wiggling, and it's kicking, and you shove it down in the hole, and the flames burn out, and like the door opens slightly, but so the door is open, and you can pass through.
Yeah, boy. I did it, guys. I'm the best. I'm gonna miss my zombie foot though.
As soon as Dandy passes through, the door slams back shut.
Oh no! I'm trapped. What if there's a minotaur in here?
I want to drop some gold into the hole.
Oh,
I'm gonna drop 5 gold pieces in it.
All right, so you drop the gold pieces in it. The flames come out, but nothing happens.
Well, fuck you, hole. Thought this was an offering to you. I'm gonna push this fucking statue over if it's gonna be a dick.
what? It needs the flesh.
I'm gonna try and fit Mim in this hole.
Only 5 inches wide.
Pig, put your dick in it. Put the zombie dick in it. The
Oh
zombie
my-
foot.
I
Okay.
go through all this effort to create a special zombie dick in a box, and
No,
you just
don't
want to
put the dick
burn
in-
it the
No,
next
don't burn the
session.
dick in the box.
Well,
All right,
The
Kevin.
what
foot
else
I'm
does
is
it
gonna,
have
understandable.
value?
okay, Kevin. I'm gonna take some of my water out of my pouch and put it all over my arm, and I'm gonna stick my hand in the box.
That's the way.
This isn't a fucking trial. What the fuck are we supposed to put in this box then? We can't put dicks. We can't put money. I'm not supposed to just reach my fucking hand in and pull like a lever or something. I'm gonna do it. I don't give a shit if I get burned.
You guys,
I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm putting my hand in the box. A 5-inch hole. I'm gonna reach around in there.
okay, you reach down into the hole, and before the fire ignites, you reach in and the gold that you just tossed in has started to it's
Melt?
melted to the bottom, so you can grab it, but
I don't wanna
it's-
grab it.
oh,
I
you
don't- no,
wanna
no, I'm
grab
not grabbing
okay.
it.
So you
No.
reach in, your gold's still in there, but these flames shoot out, and you're gonna take some damage.
Okay. I'm gonna throw some more gold in after I take some damage.
Stop throwing gold in it.
No,
doesn't
it's
help.
gonna melt. It's gonna melt to the point where it's gonna seal up.
You, David.
You're
the door
cool.
open?
You take the gold.
All right, I'm gonna say 7's a little high. Meh. I'll say you take 7 damage for putting
Is
your
the door
hand.
open?
All right, I'm giving up. I'm gonna just go walk back across that bridge.
No, I'm
Fucking-
trapped behind the door now. Just put your zombie.
I don't have a zombie foot in it. I have a yak back.
Put your fucking yak back in there,
Come
dude.
on, a yak back?
No, I'm not throwing the yak back away. That's gonna come in handy.
Well, what else do you have? Put something of value in there.
I got some Polish pickles.
We'll get Mordecai's monster, have him come back here, and we're going to throw pieces of him in there.
Okay,
No!
I'm gonna try another offering. I have some meat. I think. What kind of meat do we have here? I had something.
I have some drugs.
I have some cooked salmon. I'm gonna throw in there. How many
Cooked
pieces?
salmon?
I hope you like it well done.
It's cooked salmon. It's not uncooked salmon.
Oh,
Is this when you
skewered some fish? I think.
yeah, you
burned
did
them
all that
alive.
radiant damage when you were getting eaten alive by piranhas?
I don't know. I'm gonna let somebody else waste their fucking resources for a change. Tim, go
Just
throw
throw
something
your
in the
yak
box.
back in, dude. It'll work. My foot worked.
Nah.
How can you fit a yak back?
This is a zombie yak back.
How about
I'm about
someone
to-
take a shit in the box?
No, that's not. I'm about to. Okay, Can I investigate this statue or
Yes,
something?
you can.
Okay.
Thank you. When there's a puzzle, guys, you don't have to just like throw random ideas. The whole thing is you can just be like, I want to investigate this. I want to do a religion
there's a
check.
chance. There's a
Instead
chance
of just
my
like, hey,
investigation.
I'm just gonna walk across this bridge, see what happens.
Well, hey, guess what, Kevin? I threw my zombie foot in and it worked. So what's
You
up?
did. All right. So you investigate this, and so Mim tells you that it's going to burn offerings, and you've already tested that theory, and it seems as though it takes combustible offerings of worth, and opens the door for whoever does it. This is obviously to appease the fire god, so making these offerings is also seen as like a tribute to this god.
Thought money would be good, right?
But the
Well,
fire element is it's the combustible element is more.
I don't think I have anything of worth that's combustible, other than pickles and drugs.
I can build something, but it'll take me an hour.
I have a wooden board. We know that doesn't work. So, and I'm out of drugs. Actually, I lied.
I have drugs. They don't feel it.
I can throw my, huh?
I have drugs.
I'll try throwing a vial of drugs in there. They're
Yeah, we gave
combustible.
all our drugs away last time.
That's
Those
what-
of us that were at the house.
Actually, you know what? Can we snort a line of them off this box first, and then push the rest in?
Yeah.
Jesus!
Throw it in
You're going to
there.
profane the altar.
They don't know.
All right,
They're gods. They know.
Varys, make a religion check. All right, so this god is obviously a god of fire, and this place seems to be it feels as though it's like a focal point of religious energy. So like Eldeth's presence is it seems like she's just over your shoulder. She's like right there beside you. So she's urging you to stick to your don't jump ship.
She put the fire out.
What, stick to my... Oh, you want me to pour water on it? Well, I think pouring gold makes more sense. I'm going to drop one of these water marbles in the box.
All right. So the marble, you drop it in, and you hear it hit the bottom and crack, and like as this water starts to flush out, just as like the flame shoots, and so the box just billows out all of this steam, and the steam starts. It's hitting the statue, and you see the stone on the statue start to melt, and so this statue that used to be this huge like god with like flames coming out and like horns, it starts to like melt down, and as it melts down, you see that it's not disappearing, but it's becoming something else, and it becomes like a statue of Eldeth standing there, reaching out with like the steam condensing into water in her hands and dripping down, and you can feel the earth rumble around you, and the rumbling goes, and like the door shatters open, and everybody can get through.
Hang on a second. So there's water everywhere here, I take it?
Yeah, there's some leftover water, but most of it was it's just a steam bath. You guys are in like a sauna right now.
But the fire's out in that box,
Correct.
pretty much. I'm going to reach my hand and grab my clump of gold.
All right. There you go. You have a 5 gold nugget.
And then actually, I'm going to take a shit in the box, too. Huh.
No.
Well, now it's to your goddess.
Yeah, trying to trick me.
All right. So, this this probably angered the
God of Fire.
Yeah. So that rumbling was definitely a kind of a sign of that.
All right, let's turn back.
So as you proceed down, there's this stairwell, and it just goes down. And it seems like it's going down forever. Every once in a while, there's like a small torch that's lit, so you can kind of see the path. And you get to the bottom, and it goes into this like cavern, and the cavern starts to open up, and the cavern already has a glow coming from it. So. Oh, did I not put your guys' tokens in here? Oh, hold on a minute. Alright, so you guys are at the bottom of the cavern. Right now.
Whoa, is there folks in here?
Alright, so you see a lot of. So there's another statue, and it's of the same one, the same god as it was before. And there's all of these dudes in cloaks chanting to the god, to the statue.
Oh. All right.
Donane's Requiem.
Well, better not interrupt them. We should just go back. They seem serious.
Can I do a perception check, or should I do an investigation check?
It's up to you. Either one.
I want to perceive what's going on here.
All right. So clearly, these cultists are trying to work some magic, and they're trying to like appease this god. And you gather from the lava emanating from behind the statue and flowing out that they are trying to activate this volcano.
All right. Well, have to fuck some people up.
We could try to talk to them.
All right. Get your loot out, or whatever you got there. Uh-oh.
All right.
I'm gonna try to talk to them.
All right.
Hey guys, how you doing?
I guess. Hey, you doing?
Uh, so they turn and they're like alarmed, and they're trying to gauge whether or not like you're here to pray to their god and help them, but they don't recognize you. So they they yell at you like, "Who are you? Like, what are you doing here?" And uh,
Well, go on, Dandy. Tell them who we
Well,
are.
we're here to pay homage
We are the Rough
to
Riders.
Lord of Burn and stuff, bro.
all right. So as Varys approaches, the statue. There's a loud like crunching and creaking, and the statue like turns his head and looks right at Varys and points,
Uh-oh.
and its finger ignites, and it instantly it breaks in half, and like you see like the two halves like deform and stretch out into these like wings, and so like these like this stone statues separates, and now there's these two stone looking things, and
Gargoyles?
the cultist at the front, he's like, Gargoyle!
Fucking try to rob him.
All right,
We should tell you guys it's gonna try to rob him.
roll initiative.
So I guess my attempt to be friends didn't work.
Why can't we be friends?
I'm gonna say that I didn't see the deception check there. I'm gonna say that your deception check it definitely confused the cultists, and they're not um, they don't seem to be hostile towards you.
That's good.
Hooray. I'm mostly confused.
Oh
They
my
don't know what
God.
god we worship.
Guys, I failed you as a DM. I started a
Roll.
session and I don't have my dice out. I feel terrible.
What
I could
have
roll
you
digital
done?
dice. I could roll digital dice. Okay. All right. So, Mim, you're up.
What are we gonna do here, guys? Do we just start murdering people or what?
Well, these gargoyles are coming here to fuck us up.
The cultists are not mad at us, though.
No, the cultists don't care right now. At least not yet.
They're just the monsters.
Just the monsters.
Gargoyles.
The guy sitting on the statue. I'm gonna assume fire's not probably gonna work too well on them, since they're in fire.
I'm going to cast blue.
Okay. So, Renga, you're up.
Well, I don't know what to do. These guys are like, I don't just want to run up there because they're surrounded by.
You can set up a reaction as your turn. So it's like if they come at you, you'll do this, or if they do this.
Well, if they come at Varys,
You also have you also can do like a dodge as your action, which gives them disadvantage on a. I think it's on
Attack.
the first attack against you.
well, I'm gonna set up a thing. If they like come at Varys, I'm gonna like step in, try and hit one.
Okay. All right, so Rengar's set up in a defensive stance near Varys. Mim has become this little gnome blur. And Dandy, you're up.
All right. I am going to do persuasion, and I'm gonna yell at the cult guys.
Okay.
I'm gonna be like, "Oh no! Those gargoyles are corruptions of our Lord. We must flee!"
So you want them to run away?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll okay. Yeah. Persuasion 16 yeah. So you're yelling at them to run, and they're going to start running. All right. And this first gargoyle on his turn he's the cultists begin to run, and his stone face like kind of it almost turns towards anger in it with a crunch, and he flies out and attacks this first cultist. There's a plus to this. All right, so he bites into the cultist, and then he's going to. Oh wait. All right, so he flies in. He bites at the cultist. Doesn't. It seems like he mostly gets cloaked, but he sinks his claws in and grabs him, and the momentum of it is going to hurl this cultist into lava. And so this this cultist is being screaming out in agony as he is pushed into the flames. And this gargoyle just lands on top of him, or underneath him. I guess. All right. Anyways, he lands on top of him, so he's over here somewhere. All right, Varys, what do you want to do?
I'm going to cast Aid on my. Well, of course, it has to be cast at level 2. I bolster my allies with toughness and resolve, and I'm going to give everybody plus 5 HP. Tim, you're included in that.
Plus 5 HP?
For the duration of the spell, and it lasts for 8 hours. So,
All right.
Sweet.
All right, this gargoyle's gonna fly at you, Varys, because you were just doing all these gestures and things. And but before it gets to you, I'm gonna say Rengar jumps in the way. And so, did you want to attack it, or did you want to just try to keep it from doing damage, Rengar?
Well, I wanted to try and hit it
Okay.
as it was coming.
All right. So go ahead and do your attack rolls. That's a miss.
So I get another one, or is it just that one?
You get another one because you're doing your attack. You're essentially doing your attack now, and
All right.
so your bonus action is gonna be your because of your monk ability. Ooh, that's a miss.
Wow.
That's not adding your proficiency bonus, right? Because your dexterity alone is just the +3. What are you clicking on to do that roll? Because there should be a
This thing
1d20
on the
plus
left.
the dexterity plus your proficiency.
Like there's the strength, dexterity, constitution. It's the boxes on the left of the thing.
Which
My
of
character
those are
sheet.
you proficient in?
Maybe the ones that have the numbers in them.
Yeah, I don't want to pull up your character sheet right now. But yeah, so you should have a proficiency bonus because you're proficient with your hands. So those should have another +2 to them. In which case, the second one is a hit. So go ahead and roll damage. But I'll have to remember that.
Is it D4? Yeah.
Yeah, plus your strength. So you kick it, but its stone skin seems to resist your strike, but you still are able to do a little bit of damage to it, but not much. All right, so it's gonna attack you instead, Rengar, since you're in its face now. So it gets a +4. 11. I don't think that hits.
I'm a 13.
Yeah. All right. So that's a miss. So it came in to bite you, and then it comes in to claw you, and it's a hit. All right. So Mim, you're back up, and Rengar, you take 3 damage.
Alright, I want to attack that little gargoyle here.
All right. What element are you choosing?
Cold.
Ooh, very good.
All right. So, all right. So make your ranged spell attack.
That was was it. The 18.
Okay. My bad. I missed that. All right. Yeah. Roll ahead. Go ahead and roll damage.
I'm gonna use this ability.
Where you re-roll some of the
Yeah, I can roll two of the
two
dice.
ones. Okay.
Oh no!
All right. So it does.
11.
Yeah, it does 11, but like as the cold hits it, you can see like the because it's got like this fire like burning around it. So the cold hits it, but it's gonna do a little bit of extra. Like you can tell that because you chose cold, it enhanced it a little bit.
I guess that gargoyle needed to chill out.
Yeah. Now do you roll wild magic? A d20.
Oh yeah. So
All right, and Renga, you're up next. All right, so nothing happens.
oh, yeah, that's a 10.
Yeah, that's a d10.
What?
When you click on it to select it, it rolls, and then when you click roll, it rolls again. That's what happened
What are
there.
the odds I'll get the same numbers?
Yeah, that is weird. All right, Renga, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna try and hit him with the brass knuckles and hope it's enough to beat his stony skin.
Okay, that's a hit. Oh, also roll a d20 for Death Fury because the
yeah,
cultist
that guy.
quit yelling out in pain, so he's done.
Dead.
All right, you're good.
That's
So your fury is directed at the gargoyles. So that's a hit. It's with the brass knuckles. So roll yours. It'll be your strength, and then I'll add another one for the knuckles.
So it's +4.
Yeah. All right, so it's gonna do. So you hit it, and it does 8 damage. Your knuckles, you connect with it, and the resistance of its stone, like its stone body, your knuckles go and like they add like these extra like cracks to it. So the resistance that it had to your other strike, brass knuckles seem to overcome that. All right. Follow-up strike. The hit. All right. Now, once again, this is going to be. So your kick seems to be weak against it, but your strike with the brass knuckles did a lot more damage than your previous hit. So. All right. So now we're back to Dandy.
Who wants to be inspired?
I think Mim. Well, what's the inspiration do again? Gives you a second roll or something?
It gives a D6 that you can add to anything.
Yeah, I think Mim, because he had that pretty good chromatic orb. And clearly their weakness is ice or water.
Well, Mim, do you want to be inspired? Well, okay.
His little person in Google Hangouts switched from his phone, so I don't know if his phone died or what.
Yeah, it did.
Mim, do you want to be
Is
inspired?
that him?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, I'll be inside.
All right, I'm gonna do bardic inspiration. I can be a hero, baby.
Keep
Do I
going.
roll the 1d6 and give it to him?
Yes. It's how well you inspire him.
I can kiss away the pain. Woo!
There you go.
I'm the most inspiring, bitches.
All right, so this first gargoyle, he sees this attack happening, so he comes flying in. He's gonna go at you, Varys.
No.
1A.
So he's coming up. He gets a +4 on this, so that's gonna be a hit with his teeth. And then he is going to come at you with his claws. What's your armor class?
15 is my
All right, so
number.
so you take 5 damage, but you're able to block the claws with your shield. All right, Varys, you're up.
Hang on, I gotta. Well, I can't heal myself with my spells, can I? I just realized that.
Yeah, anything that's touch, you can just touch yourself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of like self is something you can only cast on yourself. Touch you can only cast on you can cast on yourself or other things that you can touch or so it's essentially like it goes up. So self you can cast on yourself, and then touch you can cast on yourself or something close to you, or range when it's
Gotcha.
you can
I
cast
wasn't
it on
sure about.
anything.
I wasn't sure about that.
Yeah, I looked it up at one point in time because I was curious as well.
Ooh. Well, I'm pretty beat up here, so I'm gonna cure wounds on myself.
Alrighty.
And what does this say again? I'm gonna cast it for level 1 as well.
Okay.
And what is it? 1d8.
Plus that'll be plus I think 5.
What is it? My wisdom modifier? It's
Yeah, but I think it also gets you
4.
proficiency bonus. Oh no, yeah, you're right. Just your ability
4,
mode.
so it's
Yep.
7.
All right. Yep. So you heal up for 7,
All right.
and this first gargoyle is gonna take another swing at you. Rengar gets a +4 on the d20. That's a miss. You're juking and jiving. Your hair's waving. Looks beautiful, but you duck right into a claw attack.
Ouch.
So you take 3 damage. Damn, those are some weak claws. Twice I've rolled a 3 on a 1d6 +2. All right, back to the top. Mim, you're inspired. Do you want to use your inspiration on whatever you're doing?
Yes. Attacking. Oh my god, inspire me.
So does it it goes against their armor class, right? It doesn't go against their spell casting thing, right? That's
I believe so.
okay. All right. Well, that's a miss. Even with the power of song in your hands, in your staff, it wasn't enough. All right. Who's next? Rengar.
Here we go with some brass knuckles.
That's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage. All right, and then we'll add another one onto that because the brass knuckles. And follow up hit. That's a hit. Roll damage. And Dandy, you're up.
Wait, did Mim not use his inspiration on the thing?
He did, but
Yeah, it couldn't
he
do work.
he looked a little confused. He's really shaken from that blur thing. I mean, messed him up. Dandy, you're up. What do you want to do?
I'm moving over.
Okay.
Chill out. Damn.
Hey, Dandy, you're up. What do you want to do?
I'm obviously gonna sword this fool. Well, hold on. Let me see if I have any spells. I can't remember which spells I have equipped right now. What are the odds that I can disguise myself as another gargoyle and fool them into thinking I'm also a gargoyle?
There's
Probably
only
not very
one
good.
way to find out.
Probably not very good. Probably not very good.
Not very bad.
I'm gonna cast vicious mockery on this gargoyle full health.
All right. So I roll a wisdom saving throw.
It's a wisdom.
Ooh, that's
Oh
gonna
my
be
God.
close. So it's 8 plus your spell casting. What's your charisma, Dandy? Plus the proficiency.
My charisma
It's a +4 modifier.
is +3.
+3. So it's 11, 13. Okay, yeah. So it resists your mockery, but go ahead and give them the insults that aren't very effective.
I was like, "Yo, you're so weak. You're probably made out of sedentary rock. You're not even nice enough, yo. You're you could get broke by a shovel because you're not very good at rock stuff. And also, if you're in a, they'd totally move you out of the way and keep plowing it.
All right, it turns to you and attacks. +4 to
I don't
this.
shit them.
What's your armor class now?
It is.
Oh, that's a miss. All right, it gets a +4 to this is also okay. You're dodging him with your words. You think he thinks you're insulting him from over here, but it's coming from all over the place. All right, Varys, you're
Here's
up.
the thing. He actually was more jarred by that than he thought, because like the longer he thought about it as he's attacking, the more he realized it was really
What did he
insulting
mean
to
by
him.
that? Oh, great, Varys, elf of the forest. With Eldeth by your side, what would you like to accomplish?
Thinking about that, can I because I don't have any water spells, but I do have the like water attack spells, but I do have create or destroy water, and I have one of those marbles. Like, is it possible to like throw one of them at him or like break one around him in battle? I mean, because there's no damage for it, but I mean they're clearly weak against like it's a fucking.
Okay, so they're weak against the cold attack that Mim threw at it, but I wasn't, I'm not
Planning on it? Okay.
Yeah,
Well, in that
they're
case,
not like, totally like.
this guy's right in front of me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to cast. Everybody's health doing all right, by the way. I can't see some of them.
Yeah, this bitch
Dandy.
can't push me.
Oh, you can't see him?
I can see Rengaz, and that's it, and my own. And the other two, well, the two enemies we're fighting.
Can anybody see Mims or?
I can only see mine and the enemies.
There's the enemies.
Right.
Okay.
Mine should be displayed. I don't see Varus's or Mims. I do see Rengaz.
Really? I feel like I changed this last time.
Barbara.
That's strange. Wonder if I copied and pasted from a strange point. All right, I'll have to keep that in mind.
All right. I'm going to inflict wounds on the guy in front of me.
What's the spell
this
read?
guy. What's it read again? Here, let me try and look at it. It says, make a melee spell attack against a creature you can reach.
All right, because this is damage that you rolled here.
Yeah, I don't know why the fuck it doesn't just on hit. So what do I have to roll again for on hit?
So it's going to be a D20, but it's your spellcasting fire, so it's going to be a D20 plus your. Yeah, that's not going to be a hit.
Fucking difference. It's a miss. All right. Well, so never mind.
Varys takes off his glove, and it's a little death hand, and he reaches out and tries to catch him, and then the gargoyle's like, "Get away from me!" All right.
It's a good try. Could have fucked him up. But...
So this one's attacking you again, Renga. It's got stone breaking apart. It's cracks all through its body. It's for this. That's a hit. And then he's going to attack with his claws after that. Another hit. So take 8 and 5. 13 damage.
You talking to me?
No, Renga.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me. Fuck.
Renga is a little beat up. All right, Mim, you're back up.
I'm gonna use Chill Touch, which sounds like a cold attack, but it is not.
Okay.
You should have just went with it.
All right, roll damage. It's a hit.
I was doing it against the weaker one. I didn't miss that.
Ooh. So its wings are broken off and its tail's broken off, but it's still going. Okay. Rengai, you're up.
Brass knuckles. Come on.
You just have to slap it and it'll die.
That's a hit. All right. Do you want to describe the killing blow against this stone creature?
So I gotta punch it right in the noggin, and it just shatters.
All right. So its head just explodes back into rock and it crumbles to the ground. All right, you still have your extra attack as well.
All right, I guess I'll try and hit the other guy.
That's a hit. All right, so it's shrugging it off, but all right. Dandy, you're up. Uh-oh, Dandy's not there. Dandy, you're up.
Sorry, it's trying to find someone.
That's fine.
Um,
Came back good time.
I'm gonna stab it with my sword. How about the
It's a hit. Roll damage.
jar?
All right, so you go and you hit it with your rapier, but being its stone core seems to be resistant to your attack, but still does damage. And it's gonna swing at you again, Dandy.
No.
It didn't like you juking and jiving with your words. Oh gosh. Oh my god. Okay.
I've really affected this thing
No.
psychically.
Yeah.
Like about knowledge.
So it's biting its clawing at you, and I don't know.
It's just dumb.
What do you want to? You want to do anything? I'll let you kind of like. You can flavor this up. It just did 2 crit fails attacking you. So like.
Well, I try to stab it with my sword, and as a showman, I'm trying to twirl around with my blade, and without my own knowledge, he's trying to hit me because I'm not really paying attention. I'm focused more on my moves than on.
All right, Varys, I'm gonna say you have advantage on your attack after watching this very impressive display of Dandy doing pirouettes.
Well, I'm gonna try that same attack again then, but I'm gonna roll the d20 first so I can.
All right, you have advantage too, so you can roll that again if you want. It's gonna be a hit though. So. All right, so that's a hit. Roll the damage. All right, so you reach out, grab a hold of this gargoyle's hand, who's it almost looks like he's dancing with Dandy at this point, and you begin to pull the life out of the stone.
Suck him up.
All right, Mim, you're back up. Oh, he's muted. Mim, you're muted.
Man.
I can tell he's traveling. All right, so this cult is just kind of cowering in the corner. These other ones are running. This one was kind of watching that last display. All right.
Oh.
I shot myself in the feet.
Cold foot.
You're having some bad luck today.
That's okay, because I think when you attack yourself, when you're blurring, you have disadvantage. So a crit fail doesn't actually hit you. So.
All right.
All right, Renga, what do you want to do?
Brass knuckles.
Brass knuckles. That is a miss.
It must be movie hit me, so you missed it.
All right, go ahead and roll damage.
I'm gonna spend a key point too
Okay.
to get that other one, the Fury of Blows.
Okay. It's a miss. Dandy.
Is it my turn?
Yep.
Well, I am going to stab him with my sword again. worked so well last time.
That is a hit. Roll damage. Oops, wrong one. 1, 2, 5. All right, so once again, he seems to be resistant to it, and he's coming back at you after you did that taunt with him. He's pretty furious, so he goes to bite at you. +4 to that. All right, so his claws miss. So take your 3 damage, and Varys, you're up.
Well, I'm gonna heal Rengar. I feel, just in case something goes wrong here.
All right.
And what is it? A D8. Here we go.
And Mim, you're up.
So you get 9, right? Yeah. He's +4.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I hit him.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, man, boy.
Let's got him get close. Oh my god. Oh no, I thought I was looking at the old health bar. I was like, oh no.
All right, I'm just okay. Mim, go ahead and describe it. I'm gonna say that that's enough.
Describe it.
Yeah.
I put my hands by my waist and I say, man. He back with his body and grabbing on the stones, trying not to fly away from the steel power of my mayor.
Okay. All right. So this stone statue falls, or this gargoyle falls, and Varys, you feel this urge to go and place the statues back, the gargoyles back where they were, and so as you're placing them back, they seem to be forming into the goddess of Eldeth, and so it remains a statue of her, but the lava behind the statue stops to flow, and it starts to flow water from behind her. So these rivers of lava turn to water, and the stuff begins to grow around along the river's edge, and these cultists are just looking in awe as all this transpires, and
As they should.
And they come up to you asking the name of your goddess.
And I tell them with great joy that it's Lady Eldeth. And then this lava's gone now, right?
Correct. Sorry, I don't have it.
Water.
Something prepared for that.
No, it's all right. No, I just want to make sure. Yeah, so I'm just gonna
Don't walk in the lava, please.
I'm gonna sit down and join them to pray with me by the flowing rivers.
All right, and they all sit around and begin telling prayer stories, and Varys explains to him about Eldeth and their gods, and it seems like a perfect time for a rest.
It does seem like a perfect time for a rest. We've got this nice hot spring mountain we made.
Yeah, hot springs. All right, so they tell you about how they were misguided, and they believed that the only way that they could cure the plague in Vaelario was to pray to their fire god and have him rain fire on that part of the city to
Destroy it.
To cleanse. It's to purge that part of the city. They had faith that it wouldn't destroy the whole town. At least it wouldn't destroy the parts of town that they cared about.
No, so they were just misguided. It's a good thing we didn't kill them all.
Wow. All right, so
You're welcome.
you're already pretty close to. Well, not really. You're getting closer to Vaelario. Like you've already traveled part of the way there. You've got approximately 9 days, or 8 or 9 days until. I think 9 days
The
until
attack.
the agents of V are set to arrive at Gronst, and there's still loads more totems for you to explore. You could go check out Vaelario. You could go get high in Tuba Judy, or you could just wander around blindly in the wildlands.
Mim, do you want a box?
I don't.
Don't take his box.
Yeah, take a look in the box.
Reach
Look in the
in.
box. No.
If I was to pick what we do, I think we should go cure the disease in this city.
I'm fine with that.
I think we should spend 2 weeks in the hyperbolic time chamber.
Well, how long will that actually be? Won't that be like
2 weeks
25
every
years?
4 years every day. 2 weeks is like 12 years.
My character has a very long life.
Mim, do you want to dig a hole to persuade these guys that it's a hyperbolic time chamber?
No, don't do it.
No.
Don't do it.
Because then we'll find some fucking snake monsters, and then, or we'll start drowning in the hole because the water
Don't
will
forget
start.
that I have a chattering snake skull because I took that snake skull
Yes.
and now that guy made it chatter. So if we need to trade with anyone,
Alright, we can cure polio or whatever we're doing.
It's Hep C.
All right.
So we're rested, or are we resting?
Yeah.
What's the-
Everybody's rested. Everybody's. Because you got there in like the morning. Spent a decent amount of time trying to figure out those bridges, but
wait, my
So
health
what the-
stat?
yeah.
so
yeah,
what
yeah.
the fuck what were we supposed to do for the bridges, Kevin? If you don't mind breaking the fourth wall.
Okay, so my puzzles aren't necessarily you have to figure out exactly what to do, but more I go like
Try to,
okay, so I explained to you that there was an altar. It was a religious place, and there was like writing on the front of it. Now, like you could do like a religion check to see if you recognize like any names,
religion.
or you could do or even a history check to see if you like recognize like the language or like something like that, or just a plain investigation check. But like. And my idea more is like with the checks is that the closer you are to like what I'm thinking, like the easier the roll is. So like this being a religious place, if you do a religious check, it's not going to be as hard to accomplish as it would be if you like a plain investigation.
Gotcha.
And like so being an altar with this writing, like if you would have investigated more, I probably would have said you see like this god's name. So then if
Let's go back.
So then if you like pray at the altar, to like if you pray at the altar like to this god, like you walked through the fire, like the fire wouldn't have burned you. Like that was
Gotcha.
kind of where my thinking was. But like with you being in a
Kinda-
strong religious place, doing like the water thing, like that totally makes sense for your character. And honestly, if you would have all crossed at the same time, like when you crossed, I would have said Eldeth protected all of you. But like, it's just I like have a couple things in my head, but like I don't necessarily mean for you guys to pick. That really slows down puzzles in my mind. I mean, as you can see, but it's more about like I want the element to be there, but I want you guys to be I'm never gonna be able to portray exactly what I'm thinking to like make you push on this stone in this house.
So if we would have pooped in the box, what would have happened?
I don't know.
Your
It
ass,
would've
your
smelled
butthole
pretty
would have been burned
bad.
off.
Yeah, you probably would have taken some fire damage and maybe had to make a constitution check just for
You'd probably take extra fire damage.
probably extra fire damage. Yeah, I don't know.
Cauterize your butt, and
But
then you couldn't poop anymore.
like my idea with that one was just like having the fires come from it. Like do more investigating or more like sort of stuff. It's like okay, obviously it needs to be a combustible offering. So gold not being combustible, just melted. I didn't.
But my zombie foot was
Yeah,
combustible.
and and that was like that was
Enough.
a little bit more. Whereas like the wood carving, that was
Worthless. You can say
I don't know. That one was just like
Easy. Easy.
Hey, the last time didn't you try to trade your wooden board? You said it wasn't very good, so he
yeah.
gave you less.
Yeah, so the wooden board that was like it was like on the line for me. Like it was a combustible offering, but I was like, is it it's really just
It's not as important as a zombie foot.
yeah, I guess I don't know. Tossing in an animated magical like object in my mind was worth a lot more than a little carving that Rengar did. Although it was beautiful, I'm sure it was the most beautiful boar. But
No, I have the most beautiful one.
okay, so that's just kind of my idea on puzzles. Is like it's I don't want some like if you guys say something like on point and then like do like an investigation, I'll be like, oh yeah, roll with advantage. And like
Cool.
so when you were talking about crossing that one bridge, like you were like, should I make a religion check? I was like, nah, because just like you were on point with what my thinking was. All right, so you head out of this cave. The bridge no longer has this flames that shoot up when you cross. Instead, there's a small creek, little river flowing there. And all right, so venture out to like you guys have a general idea of where Vaelario is. So you just kind of hug like the mountains, heading around like to the southeast, and there we go, Vaelario.
You.
All right, so I don't have tokens for you guys to run around, but it's more just so you can see the overarching stuff, and we can just talk it out.
I talk it out. I want to go down by the pier. Go fishing.
Oh my god, are you gonna pray the water again?
No, I'm just joking. I just like it. It looks nice.
Right. So as you approach Vaelario, it seems to be, the other towns that you've been seeing are very, have been like pretty shabby in the sense that they've been like pretty run down, like, because like, they experienced serious earthquakes and they've been too distracted to really rebuild. Vaelario, you get a totally different vibe. It seems as though it's pretty bustling compared to like the other cities you've been in, but it also seems like people are really walking around with purpose. Go ahead and roll. Everyone roll perception checks. All right. So, like going through like as you enter the city gates, you notice that you see a lot of people are wearing like different armbands or like bandanas or like sashes, all these different things. But you notice that there's groups, so it seems like the city is full of like a lot of different like factions and groups. Um, you're not really sure like what all that entails, but it seems as though like almost everyone you see is wearing some sort of gang colors or something, you know, like and the this purple area is the quarantine zone on the north of the city. You see a couple of pretty serious like guard towers looking around it, and everyone seems to like keep their distance. You don't like really hear anything coming from inside or anything like that, but your understanding is that that's the quarantine zone. You see a decent amount of city guards. You're a little surprised because the other cities, the ages on the citizen, like particular, like mostly the male, but just the ages on the citizens here, at least the city guard is much different because when the world shattered, like because the armies were comprised of large groups of like the middle age to a little bit older men. Everyone you've come across has been a little bit younger and less trained, but it seems like these city guards have been around for longer and they seem much more veteran than any city guard you've run into in the past. So
We've wandered into a high level area.
it's I don't mean it so much in that sense, but more these city guards didn't go to war. They like they stayed to protect the city, so that could be a large part of why the city is still intact. So you got the stables right beside the main gate. This middle area seems to be mostly like housing and that sort of thing, but you're noticing these different like these guild house, like you'll see a lot of people with like the same sashes or same bandanas like walk in to like this building that has like a crest above the door, and then there's a restaurant, and it's a circle in the middle of Vaelario, and it's called Merry Wankers.
Is it like Mary as in a woman?
It's M-A,
or...
yeah.
Okay. That's even better.
Gross.
I say we go to Mary Wankers. That sounds good.
Let's see what the good word is at Mary Wankers.
Get some sandwiches or something there, or maybe some wieners.
A handful at Mary Wankers. Get ourselves a mouthful at Mary Wankers. Oh no.
Okay. All right, I don't have a design for this, so you walk into Merry Wankers, and once again, like the different the tables seem to be gatherings of like these different groups, gangs, whatever you want to call them. But there's good smells coming from it, and it seems like it's the place to eat. So,
Dandy, try to find out what's going on.
All right. I'm gonna approach somebody who appears to work there. Like, is there a bartender or something? Is it a restaurant?
Yeah. So it's a pretty happening place. There's someone playing some music in the corner. Bartender there to take some orders, and people taking out food. You know, it's a pretty typical establishment.
All right, I'm gonna go to a bartender and say, "What's up? We're new in town. What's the story?" Yo.
So she explains to you that the town's really been bustling as of late because the king he put in this he put out this I don't know, I guess a bounty, but it's like it's a reward for people to for any guilds that go out and like discover stuff. So everyone's been trying to. Carpenters have been incredibly busy. Like they're trying to build like their own boats, and the idea is that like everyone wants to. So everyone's training. Like all the guilds are training, and they're preparing to venture off and to try and to discover stuff because the king wants to reestablish like trade routes and whatnot that it used to have. And like this city, unlike the others, its port is a little bit more established because there was always a river here, so it's like when the world shattered along this, it shattered along like the river line. So the river widened and it got a little bit more rough and wild, but it's not that much. It's not. They still have a port.
Any port in the storm.
Okay.
Guys, I have an idea. Let's open up trade with Polance.
Grandma Doyle?
Yes, with Grandma Doyle. You can establish another trade route. All right, I'm going to ask the bartender where we can find the king because we come from a land of opportunity where they can have pickles for 1,000 years.
Okay. So she points you to the northwestern part of the city, and it's like that's kind of like the ritzy district, a little bit more fine and whatnot. And
the ritzy district is right next to like the sick folks. Come on, come on, son.
The options they couldn't really choose how the quarantine zone like where it started. It was more of a reaction. So as you approach the main door, you see the city guard who clearly tends to be like a captain of sorts, and he's standing near the door, like his arm on his sword, just like kind of leaning there, and you notice that he's a dwarf, and
yeah.
And as you approach, he seems to recognize you.
Well, he's at the door of the king's house.
No, he's at the gate to the finer district. You notice there's not very much traffic heading to that district.
I'm gonna approach him and be like, "Hey, man, could you help us locate the king? We have news to him of exciting trade opportunities."
I'm not sure the king would appreciate dealing with the Ruff Ryders.
Oh! Oh! Well, I'm gonna try something, guys. Just hold on tight.
Wait, are you doing something crazy?
Hold on.
Wait, hang on. I gotta.
I'm gonna be like, well, friend, I wouldn't want to be the one who turned away the people who could open up new economic opportunities for your town, especially if your king heard that you turned us away when we could have opened up new trade for him.
Ruff Ryders.
So it obviously pains him to do so, but he steps aside
Bitch.
and says, he tells you to be careful in this part of town. And you gather that the king here is a dwarf.
Oh, the king's a dwarf?
Yeah. All right. Well,
All right. Well, guys, let's go
Ruff Ryders.
talk to the king now. We got in the door.
Okay. Once again, I don't have the layout for this area.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how much more you're gonna do tonight or anything. Well, we can probably stop at any point. Like
Yeah,
we're
it doesn't
just
matter.
kind of exploring now.
I mean, whatever. I'm good.
Well, all right. Into the king's house then,
All right.
or to the king. I guess you can't just walk in.
Yeah,
but
yeah. So you walk into the main district and you notice to the north side of this district, this is where these tend to be like the shops and whatnot, and the the wall surrounding the ritzy district is quite substantial. It's much more substantial than the wooden wall that was constructed on, like on the quarantine zone to the rest of the city. Like this wall is already established there. You venture into the king. Well, you venture into like the state house, and it opens up into this just grand entryway, and it's just huge, and the carvings and everything on the walls is just it's exquisite. It's extravagant, and it's all got this very dwarven flavor to it. Like this idea that this, like this city's been run by dwarves forever, and the guards they stop you at the door, and once again these guards they are a little bit more veteran, and they explain to you that the king is in the banquet hall, and they're having like a feast for just some people around the town discussing some things, and they explain to you that each guild, at least each of the more popular guilds, they get a representative to come, who gets to come to like these banquets. So this is kind of like their way of, like they speak to the people through these guilds having representation once the guilds reach a certain amount of influence. Dandy, roll a perception check.
ooh, not very good.
Okay. So. All right. So there's some there's maids going in and out of the banquet hall, but it seems to be you can only be you're only allowed to attend if you're the a very ranking member in the one of the more popular guilds.
So we can't get in. We can't go to talk to the king then.
Not
At the wait.
not at the banquet. You might be able to catch him while he's leaving.
All right. Well, I'll tell the guards then. Well, allow me to play you a song.
All right. If anybody wants to
and then
go
I-
walk, I mean, I don't know. Like I know we're in a town and you're doing this thing, but keep in mind that you can do any of your city shopping and whatnots when you're around.
Yeah, you guys have to be with me if you don't want to. But
We didn't go to the hamburger place, did we? Or we were in there already.
Yeah,
That's where
you-
you found out about.
Yeah. But I mean,
Okay.
you can go and talk to other guilds and whatnot. It's more, it's more like I'm trying to establish a little bit of the city, so you can let me know what you're interested in, where to push you to.
Is there a place I could use these ink egg scales to make me
Yeah.
a little
so,
armor thing?
all right. So since you're in the
Oh, shit.
fancier, since you're in the nicer district right now, they have a better armorer there. So, what do you want to make out of them?
Like a shoulder thingy, shoulder piece.
Okay.
A pauldron?
All right. Um. It'll cost a little bit of gold. It'll cost a little bit of gold, but he looks at you pretty impressed, like with like getting to work with Ankei, because it's not something that he typically gets to work with. So
Cool.
let me get a rough idea on. All right, so Dandy does his performance, and it's a pretty good performance, and the guards seem to be pretty well interested, and like they kind of gather and see what's going on, and you notice that there's this one. I'm not sure what the word would be. Waitress, not a waitress. Yeah, you notice that one of the servers. She comes up to you like to she looks over you to like kind of see the performance, and she looks at you, and like as you're kind of looking at her to kind of get a read on her, you kind of get this like hint, and she ducks away and ducks into the serving hall.
Uh-oh.
What?
Something's not right.
Did she see? Was she able to tell that I wasn't a human?
Roll an insight check. Okay. So she recognized you, and not like your music or anything like this, but she very obviously recognized you as a person. You know, like not prancing Dandy McBride, but like legit like Ragnarok Cavendish and
Ragnarok.
Cavendish.
Ragnarok. Jeez. So she recognized me as Ragnarok?
Yes. So but her features were, but you saw her as a human, so like it kind of confuses you, but because you didn't get like that good of a look at her face or anything, but based on how she acted, she definitely recognized you from Dalturge, the Orcish city.
Yeah. Maybe she's a human who's there, or an orc in disguise. Oh no! I hope she doesn't blow my cover.
We might blow her cover.
All right, so with the nat 20, I'm gonna go ahead and say it reminds you a lot of the words that Vivian told you. So the Vivian the Mystic from Rakasha, the one who told your fortune.
Well, it's our fortune, yeah. Oh no!
Did we lose somebody?
Do you remember what Vivian said?
I don't remember it. So I'm like, oh, what was the thing?
All right, so Vivian told you that that like although you're a half orc, your blood is quite powerful, and like your father has it, and you have it,
And his father has it.
and your sister has it.
Oh shit! Fuck.
Whoa!
Oh.
Well, I have a side quest now.
All right, so
All y'all bitches don't
so
know.
Renga, for it'll just be like 2 gold pieces for you to get that Ankeg armor shoulder strap.
All right. Hey, Kevin, I think we lost Tim.
I can
No,
still
I'm
see
still
his
here.
lights.
Well, his little
Yeah,
emblem
here.
at the bottom. Oh no, is he
Yeah.
out of roll 20?
Oh yeah, it's
'Cause I
not
only
showing him. Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
What?
You're good.
No, you're here. We're
Your
good.
name just wasn't there on roll 20. That's what Raga was talking about. All right, so Rengar got his armor. Dandy, what do you want to do with this information?
Well, I am going to. She went into the servers area, not into the banquet hall, right?
Correct.
All right. Well, I am going to excuse myself, bring my performance to a somewhat logical, if abrupt than expected conclusion, because I do have a reputation to uphold, and I'm gonna cautiously follow.
All right. You get to the servers area and you don't see her, and you notice that things have been like, things are a little bit more rustled, and like some of the servers have like confused looks on their faces, and it looks like she jumped. She went out like a back door very quickly or something like that. She's very obviously evading you.
Well, I'm gonna keep going.
All right. Roll. All right. So you begin like this chase to see if you can catch up with her, and she obviously like ducked through the pantry, like ducked out one of these other ways, and like went out through like the loading area where they bring their goods in, and she's like running through the street, but the path she's leaving is not a subtle one. It seems like she's kind of running into people as she's like passing through, and it seems like she's trying to get out of the richer district and get away from you.
No. Well, I don't really want to waste my time. I got over here in this rich people zone. I don't know if I should keep chasing her.
You'll be able to get back in with your,
Intimidation.
it wasn't a one-time.
That guy's not gonna be like, it's like, hey, I'm not afraid of this anymore.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna keep pursuing that. The king's obviously busy.
All right, so you're trying to catch up with her, but she tends to be she's staying out of reach, but she's not. But once again, her path is pretty easy to follow, just from like people getting bumped into and yelling and that sort of thing. And she seems to be running towards the gate of the city.
Oh shit.
So
Well,
go ahead and roll a dexterity check just to see if you gain a bunch of ground on her, because she's kind of stumbling. So okay, so you're gaining pretty good ground, and she notices that you're gaining ground, and when she looks back at you, you see that her her face it's like almost a mirror image of your mother's, but it's not like, instead of all the aging signs of like hardship, like the wrinkles creeping up, it's just like just a smooth it looks just like your mother. So it's like a little it's like a flashback to you being back in Dalturge in the caves of your father, like comforting your mother with the sound of your concertina, just being by her bedside, and like you don't remember ever seeing your sister there, and when she sees that you're gaining ground, you can see she starts to do some incantations, and this unnatural fog seems to come, like from. So she's at the gate now, and she seems to be coming from the forest towards her, and she's she's trying to cast. So she casts that, and she's casting something else. You want to do anything like while she's casting?
I guess I'll just. I'm gonna shout at her and try to persuade her to stop.
All right, roll persuasion.
Like, hey, hold on, I'm totally cool. Not very persuading. So that's pretty much what I said.
All right, so
Oop,
she takes off into this.
I'm not gonna kill you.
She takes off into this mystical fog, but you gather that she's traveling. You know, like you see the general direction that she's running. So you've lost her trail, but you have a pretty good idea of the way she was going.